Hey guys, and welcome to Captain Charlemagne's Models. I'm your Captain Charlemagne, so let's head over to the bench and see what we're doing for today's project.
Hey guys, take a look at this. Yes, it's a box. So today I was originally going to mention to all of you about our plans for the future of our building of the French second-rate Napoleon, since she won the polls. And then this beauty came in from nobleknights.com. So, and I'm quite interested to show you what it is. So what do you guys say we open it up and see what all we get? And well, I can honestly say I already know what it is, but what's not fun to open up a box and possibly see a brand new model coming out of it. So open it up. First thing we have, of course, is the stuff that went with packing it to keep it nice and safe. And what we get in the box is a sailing ship. Well, tall ship, but a sailing ship nonetheless. It's a Heller kit, and it is of the Temeraire class 74 gunner, Le Superbe. Apologies, French speakers, if I mispronounced that. So, set that right here on the desk. And we also get, it seems we also got something else in the box. 10% bonus on your first trade at Noble. So that was nice of them to send these two things. Not sure if they're actually useful, but nice of them nonetheless. So, we have a very big box. Doesn't even want to spin on my desk. So, of course, we have the Le Superbe of the Temeraire class 74s. And, well, I went and I started looking up the history of this class, and let me tell you, this is one big class of ships. I think it was one of the most numerous of classes that the French ever designed. I mean, there was, I think, 120 that were designed, and of that, 113 were built. So this is, of course, a 1 in 150 scale kit, and it comes as 867 pieces, while not as much as, say, their Solieri Royal Sun. I can't even pronounce the French word. Their Royal Sun, or the Royal Louis, or even their Victory kit. This is relatively a small kit, which kind of be expected for a third rate. So, the ship, once, according to the box, once built, is 560 by 90 millimeters. I'm not completely sure if that's true or not, and well, there's a reason why I never did very well in math class. The box is, well, apparently it's a top open box, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to open her up real quick. So, okay. So somebody's probably in the background asking, why was it that this one was not on the poll list when we were doing our polls for the tall ship build? Well, that's because this kit was not in my possession, and I didn't even know about it at the time because I have been having trouble locating one for a decent price. I mean, these Heller kits are, once built up, even though they're plastic, can easily be considered museum quality models. So they're usually quite expensive. So what we're gonna do first is, the first thing we're gonna pull out from this box is, yeah, these. The vac form cells. So I'm going to point out that I am very much like many other modelers, and I will not, and I repeat, I will not dishonor this kit by putting on vac form cells. I am aware that there is a company, I think they're based out of the Ukraine, and they sell their stuff on eBay that actually makes real cloth cells for the Solieri. So when the time comes and I can actually afford it, because at the moment I'm kind of hurting for funds, we will be eventually getting those, and they will eventually be going onto the ship. So following on from there, we have the Superb's instruction manual, and well, this is gonna be fun in the sense of, well, I can't read French. Now granted, I did take French in high school, but where that doesn't work out for me is that, well, I only took it for 1 year, and well, I got lucky enough I made a C, so I don't really remember any of my French. Which, good thing there is diagrams telling you where everything goes, but we do get lucky as at the back of this, we do have it in multiple languages. It seems like. Yeah, does look to be several languages here. Just was checking to see if I couldn't find there they are, English ones. So yeah, they do come in different languages, so if you want to jump to the back and see what some of these words are, of course you do have the instructions there. So, as it's showing you first steps here, it's showing you how many parts go into building your cannon, all the stuff you need to do to to bring up your decks and your hull together. Turn it around, over. Yeah, this is big. I am going to admit I'm going to have to tear these pages apart and restaple them in a different way. Next step, you get here pretty much showing you everything that goes here. So of course you got your, I want to say this is your main part of your main deck. Yeah, so this is part of the main gun deck. So you have, it's showing you your one of your lower gun decks. Then you have your main gun deck showing you everything that goes on top of it. Have your ladders, your railings, these relatively, shall we say, posh. Yeah, I'll go with that. Posh looking barriers. There, everything that goes on for her forecastle, or is that poop, or is it a poop deck? Not sure. Then of course you have it telling you about doing stuff for your bowsprit, how to make it, the detail that goes with it. Shows you your rudder. Shows, I want to say this, crap. I know the word. Try your, I'm just gonna say your rear gallery, because I forget what it's actually called. So it shows you that. Flip the page over. You then have, it's showing you how to build up her various masts. So this is your main mast. version B, version A. So you have two different ways you can do something with this. So that's interesting to note. So but I do think that this, yeah, so this is all three. So this is your main, mizzen, and front, what's it called again? Your main mast, your mizzen mast, and your is it foremast? So, and it's understandable looking at this how it takes some of these people who make these so long to, in some cases, almost several years to make these. But just how much goes into actually building these kits. So, following on to that, 4 is it's pretty much from what it looks like telling you how to rig up all this stuff here. And of course you do, it seems like it's doing the same thing as before, so you do have the rigging method for if you do the B version set on here. You have your rigging tool, but we will not be using that for this. What we will be using for this is something I got from Harry Houdini. It's his rat line making tool, and of course you all, somehow I seem to have gotten lucky, and the rat line tool came with a deadeye, something for the deadeye, so you can rig those up. So this is something that will be used when we do the rat lines for Le Superbe when that time comes. But yeah, so this step is pretty much telling you how to rig up the ship. Now we are going to turn to step 5. Step 5 so step 5 is pretty much telling you how to do everything for your sails. So which sails go where. This might be useful for when we do eventually do it with actual sails, but my plan is not to have all the sails actually full out as if she's sailing at full blown, because I don't think ships sail like that very often. I could be wrong. But, so I will have her where she's setting where she'll have a few masts furled. Of course, here you have your box, and it's telling you where your, it seems to be telling you how to rig up your anchors. So you're building your anchor and you're rigging it with rope. So that's nice. Also shows where some of these, where you pierce some of the sails and which dead eyes they go into. So that's nice of them to do. And then move it over to the last page. And I'm guessing that all these numbers for what it's showing is your paint guide. So it's nice of them to show that. And it does also give you a nice little full-on side view of the ship. So it's telling you, from what I'm guessing from here, because, well, like I said, I can't read this. It's telling you which colors go where. So, of course, you have your copper hull. You have what I believe is black. I want to say this right here is black. This line that 16's pointing at is black. Following on from there, you've got your next layer, which is, I think it's an ochre kind of color. I'm thinking that maybe I'll change mine up. And possibly for that black, I'll give it blue, but I'll keep the ochre. So, almost like a yellowish color, so maybe mix the ochre with some white to make it a little creamier in terms. And again, tells you what you're doing for your AF gallery application. And then we get back to our index of what all those words translate to. So it does here have her history. So we're gonna read it. The Superb was the result of the shipbuilding program destined to increase the variety of the ships of the Navy of Louis XVI. In the 18th century, the keel was laid in 1782 in accordance with the plans of the engineer Jacques Noel Son? Maybe. The ship was classed among 74 gun vessels and had the peculiarity of a hull clad with copper. The practice of cladding became general after the 1770s. It freed the hull, mainly the underwater hull, from attack by worms and other parasites, which had the good fortune of making the ship last longer and go faster, I believe. The Superb was armed with 74 cannons divided as follows: 28 36-pounders in the lower battery, 30 18-pounders in the upper battery, and 16 8-pounders on the poop. Like all 74 cannon vessels, the upper battery of the Superb had no gun port covers. It should be noted that the figurehead of this ship was a shield, which was in principle imposed as a regulation in 1785. The ship became a member of the fleet of Admiral Villaret de Joyeuse and suffered from a violent storm in January 1795. The storm damaged the Superb among other ships of the fleet. Repairs provided impossible because of the number of leaks, and Admiral Joyeuse decided to abandon the ship. So this is the first Superb. Okay, so this is the first because the Temeraire class, I believe, when I looked up history, and it does show the number of different ships in the class, there was like, I think 3 ships that had that name. And if I remember right, one of her sisters eventually became the Royal Navy training ship, HMS Excellent, that was around until the 1940s after the Navy sunk her, which is a more honorable kind of burial, in my opinion, for a ship than being sent to the scrapyard. But that's nice. Of course, it tells you the tools you're going to need, part lists, and all the good stuff. And it also gives you your dimensions. So that's nice of them to also include that. And then, but that is her instruction manual. Not very big, in fact. If I remember right, because I have seen the Solieri one. The Solieri one is bigger. I just kind of wish that they would give a much bigger box for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a few of our sprues from our box. So they are not in bags. So that kind of yeah, that's not good in my opinion, because that just leaves it up for possible damage. So first thing we're going to be taking a look at is, of course, our rat line maker. So I actually wonder how you use this, because this looks more confusing than it actually is, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people did succeed in using it. So we're going to set the rat line maker to the side. So our first sprue seems to mainly be all the parts that go in to making our cannons I do see a couple ladders here, but it does indeed seem to be mainly our cannons that make up this sprue. Of course, wait. Yeah, so you have your carriage. You have these pieces here which go into the carriage, and then you have your guns. So these are probably the 30 and the 18 powders for these two sides. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some flash on that. That's not something I like. We have two sprues of the same two sprues. So, because like said before, she had a lot of guns, so of course she's gonna have a lot of cannon of the same sprue. Next, of course, we have her name, Superb. These go onto the side of the ship, so these are part of her gallery. No, I don't think these are the tillers. No. This might be part of the masts. So, I could be wrong. I possibly am very wrong on what's all on this sprue, except for this part here. Next up, we of course have parts here for our, this is the detail that goes on to the front of the ship's bow. We have part of her crest, bow crest, which almost seems like an angel. I see a fleur-de-lis on here, although I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a shield as it said, but your gallery. I'm guessing this is your the little posh piece that the instructions showed, so that goes on to the main deck. I could be wrong on that. Very wrong, possibly. So the next parts that we are going to at least try to pull out is, set it there. Ah, her hull. Ain't it a beauty? It is very beautiful, very pretty, and in very much need of paint. So you of course have your copper lower hull here. I wonder if, with how some people are, if they were to try and measure that, just how badly that coppering is actually wrong. Have some detail here. Holes here, which are possibly going to have, so this is possibly where your rat lines attach on. Maybe. These holes probably will have to be drilled out. I'll have to relook at the instructions, turn it around, and of course you do have the spots where your hole's going to go in for your 3 decks. Key point to always try make sure that the decks do fit together, and that is something I am actually going to test out real quick. And aside from just trying to do it here, it does actually, oh my god, it has a nice fit. It just almost seemed like it wanted to stick. I'm going to guess that those spots right here at the bottom it shows are for the, there might be pieces that will help hold the whole together, just from what I'm looking at here. But, this is gonna be a very nice ship once it's done. And yeah, so the French had a very good habit of building some very nice looking ships. I will not deny that. They made some very nice ships. granted, they could have kept following that lesson when they made the mistake with the Plate Echantillons almost over, I want to say at least almost 90 years later. Next sprue we have here is, I see a couple pieces for something for, I think these are for our masts. Not sure what this is. And we have the first two decks. So we have our lower deck, and I want to say this is, so this is our middle gun deck, our lower deck. And there is some nice detail here. You have all the spots where all your anchoring kind of pins are going to go. Nice spots for all three of your masts. And like I was saying, nice detail for the deck, but we will not be using this part. What I ordered was, I actually ordered a wood deck for this. Yeah, wasn't cheap either, but I did order a wood deck. So over the course of the next several months to maybe until next year, I will slowly be ordering in the stuff for Les Solieri. Superb. Finally said Solieri, but but that's not the model we're doing. So move that to the side. So next sprue, we have our poop deck. We have our upper gun deck. We have some lifeboats. Another part of a lifeboat. This is probably for a stand. We have one of our pieces for our masts. And we have, I want to say this is for all three of our masts. These are our three masts. Well, half of our three masts. Anyway, so moving on from there, what we are going to do, here is another one of our previous sprues, but where this one differs is that this also has some of our stuff for, more stuff for Superb. So we of course have part of our wheel. We have something for the capstan, anchor parts. I see a window, something for a window, so this might go in helping build up the area that builds up the poop deck. And this part here might go into helping with the detail around the bowsprit. So all in all, more nice detail stuff to help make the ship stand out and as a very beautiful model. Next, we're going to pull out our next three sprues. Oh, I think it's three. So first up, we have the two pieces here that go into the front of the bow. Some more ladders. Uh-oh. We got a broken piece here. And something tells me that it's not a good, so this is one of our yard arms. That's not good. That's the main issue with sending in a box, a model in a box. And, well, sending it in a box without any kind of protection to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. And it kind of makes me worried on some of these other pieces because they do indeed, if you look, kind of look bent. So, yeah. Not a good move there. Noble Knights. Then again, it could have been Heller who made it like that, and then it wasn't Noble Knight's fault. It's just that it happened on transit. Yeah. Another thing here. So you have your doors here. just trying to do this without snapping another piece off. There we go. So, let's see, what do we have here? So more piece that goes with our bowsprit, possibly more parts that go to the front of the ship. This is probably more windows for the stern gallery. That's what the word I was trying to use. We have our rudder, more mast, almost like the lookout points. I think that's what they are called, lookout points. Like I said, rudder, another ladder. So we have, of course, our cannon doors. This piece here goes also up front, some lanterns. So overall, another good set of parts. At least this one doesn't have any kind of bends, it looks like. And same thing as before, so this is a duplicate screw. We do have the same detail as before. We did wind up getting a piece loose in the box. The piece loose in the box being the rest of our ship's crest. So yeah, at least it's still in the box. Could have been worse. And then our last piece that we currently have is our stand. And I honestly have to say, it is a nice stand. Could use some paint. Kind of wish it didn't have the header piece on it though. But all in all, I truthfully like the idea of this ship. It is a very nice looking model of a very, very interesting subject in my opinion. And something I've been thinking on is, so as you all know, we are building, as I just said at the beginning of the video, we are next building Napoleon. But if we can reach, let's say 250, we will build her right after we finish Napoleon. So she'll be like a 300 subscriber special build. That we can do. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the stuff back in its box without tearing the parts all to heck. But yeah, that's something I've been thinking of, that we can do this almost for like for the 300 subscriber special, which granted, that's a lot of hopeful thinking to think that I'll make it to there, but I think that we can eventually make it there, and that she will be the build that we'll be doing like that. Because the thing is, with Napoleon, not only did I have it done as a poll to see what all you guys would like, but when we do Napoleon, she is in fact the 100 subscriber special. Granted that we currently are sitting at 127, 6, so it's kind of a little late, but yeah, so that's Le Superbe. And yeah, very nice model. Gotta see if I can't find some English instructions for her, but that's everything for today. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today and looking at this very interesting kit. I hope you all have a nice day. I hope you all have a nice week. Take care of yourselves, and this is Captain Charlemagne, and I'm signing off. Take care, everyone.